Y'all, the Denver Nuggets just played one of the best games of the season. They beat the Milwaukee Bucks in Denver in a defensive clash, 113-107. And the Denver Nuggets down the stretch of that second half, down the stretch of the fourth quarter and in the clutch, they just absolutely continue to show why they have the number one clutch defense in the NBA. What continues to separate them maybe from everybody else is that they have an offensive player that can get into any action at any point in time. But on the other end of the court, they dig in better than anybody else in the league in the last 5 minutes of the game. And you got a chance to see that tonight. Y'all, let's get into it. Let's tap into it. Great game. Denver Nuggets get another win. Let's get it. Oh, the Denver Nuggets take over this game in a spectacular defensive performance from every single Nugget that touched the court tonight. From Nikola Jokić to Jamal Murray to Michael Porter to KCP to AG to Peyton to Christian to DJ to Reggie Jackson. Everybody that touched this court tonight, they did their job and they contributed to this win. This was an exceptional night. On a night where Joker, again, let me be clear about this. The last 20 games prior to tonight, Joker had a 74 true shooting in the last 20 games. Tonight, Nikola Jokić, he scores 25 points, 16 rebounds, and 12 assists, but he struggles finishing today. Goes 10 of 25 from the field, goes 1 of 6 from the three-point line, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, but he had 2 blocks, had 3 steals, and yet another triple-double tonight in a game that he completely dominated. Once the second half started, it was over. It was over. Today, Jokić, y'all, in the first half, he only had 9 points, had 5 assists, had 6 rebounds, 9 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. That's nothing. Joker basically decides in the second half that he's going to take over the game, start hitting those little hook shots, those mid-range jumpers start falling, and Joker ends up with 25, 16, and 12 in one of the most dominant two-way performances for Joker this season. And the game reminded me of the game 4 versus the Miami Heat in the NBA Finals when Joker had, I think it was 23 points, 11 rebounds. I think he had 5 assists, but he had 3 blocks and 2 steals in that game. And he just literally would not let Miami get anything easy. And tonight, especially in the post versus Giannis, versus Brook Lopez, versus Bobby Portis, he did not let anything come easy. There was a stretch of this game where Joker had back-to-back steals, and they just did not let Milwaukee get comfortable at any point in time in this game. Joker ended up with 3 steals tonight. There was a stretch where Joker had a back-to-back steals. AG had a steal that led into transition, and they got fouled in transition as well. They were just all over the place. And Nikola Jokić, man, every time Damian Lillard wanted to come up on that pick and roll, he would hedge, he would show, and then he would get back. And then whenever he had to get switched on Giannis Antetokounmpo, Giannis want to take the 3, go ahead, live with it. And then he lets him get into his body and contest at the rim. Just a really, really great game. Giannis Antetokounmpo, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 11 of 19 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 6 of 11 from the free throw line with a block and a steal. It was really a great game between two of the last 3 MVP winners. And man, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokić, I think the 2 best players in the league, they just continue to just rise to the occasion. And you got to always shout out and appreciate Giannis. Giannis always shows up. Giannis is always going to give his best. And even when they had dealing with some illness on that side, and Giannis just continues to show up, man. And so I was really, really happy to watch this game because you got to see 2 legends, 2 of the top 20 players of all time for me already get a chance to square off as the 2 best of their generation. And so shout out to Giannis for this great game. Damian Lillard, the Nuggets weren't playing. KCP, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter, Jamal, Peyton, Christian Brown, they were not playing with Damian Lillard. Damian had 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists on 5 of 13 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line. And they just crowded his space the entire game. KCP tonight had 12 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists. He was 5 of 9 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. He was 2 of 2 from the free throw line, and especially in closing time, made those free throws as well. He had a steal tonight. He was a -3, but again, a lot of that comes from that first quarter. Y'all, another thing that really happened tonight, and just a tone setter today. So in the first quarter, The Denver Nuggets were down 26-13. They were down 26-13 in the first quarter. And by the time Milwaukee scored another point, the Denver Nuggets were winning 28-27. The Nuggets went on a 15-0 run from basically the 4-minute mark or so of the first quarter to the top of the second quarter. And they basically just locked in. And literally from that point on, they didn't allow the Bucks to get anything easy. And tonight, I believe the Milwaukee Bucks, per Michael Malone, I think had 26 points in the paint. So they really shut off the water. They said, look, you can take jumper. We're going to get out. We're going to contest. But when you come in to paint Giannis, Brook, Dame, we're going to make sure we're showing hands, that we're getting everything that you get at the rim. It's going to be extremely difficult today. And the Bucks only got 21 attempts at the rim. They were 11-21, but they only got 21 attempts at the rim per cleaning the glass. The Nuggets were 18 of 32 at the rim today. They got to the rim 32 times. They just could not convert. And really, another thing, man, that separates the Nuggets from basically everybody else. Tonight, the Milwaukee Bucks, they went 16 of 39 from three tonight. They shot 41% from three. 16 of 39. The Denver Nuggets, they shot 4 of 18 from three and won. The Nuggets shot 4 of 18 from three and won. And I think this is what people misunderstand about the Nuggets. And, you know, I talk to my colleagues about this a lot. The Nuggets are just one of those teams that can beat you with a high-scoring, very pretty, very highly efficient game, but they can also put you in a dogfight, in a mud throw, and they're going to come out winning more times than not because their defense is going to lock in to a degree that most other teams can't get to because they played so much together. Because now they can bring, instead of Bruce Brown, they're bringing a 6'7" Peyton Watt, who's an even better defender than Bruce is, who still has to figure it out. But a lot of this is that the Nuggets, man, they just know that when they need to get into a rock fight with you, they know exactly where they're supposed to go, exactly where they're supposed to be. They get in that Jokic Murray two-man game. They were trying to get Giannis or Brook to get switched out onto Jamal Murray and then Damian Lillard. So here's the other thing they were doing all game. In the fourth quarter stretch, Jamal Murray literally would hunt out Damian Lillard, get Dame on him, pull him out, and then he would try to get a switch by driving empty side pick and roll. Empty side pick and roll, remember, is when you have two players running the pick and roll, or there's nobody that's covering from where you are to the baseline. So empty side pick and roll was happening. They would end up getting a little false switch where now, because Dame is trying not to let Murray get to the middle, he would just guide him out to the free throw, and eventually Brook Lopez or Giannis would have to step out, and now you get a little natural switch. And so what was happening is backside, Brook Lopez would switch with Dame to get a real quick switch, because they just didn't want Dame getting, like, you know, sitting at the nail with Jokic and then just getting driven to the lane. And so literally what happened was they started running that play. Jokic would get the ball at the nail. Michael Porter Jr. come set a back screen, get a slip. They would get a nice little handoff between that with Jamal Murray, and they were just eating the entire game, man. So just a really spectacular game plan from Michael Malone, and just level of execution that mattered, y'all. And Jamal Murray today, y'all, 36 minutes, 35 points for Jamal Murray, 2 rebounds and 5 assists. He was 13 of 22 from 2 today. He was 13 of 22 from 2 today, and he was 9 of 10 from the free throw line with 2 steals, and he absolutely dominated the Damian Lillard matchup. He took advantage of every single opportunity he had with Damian Lillard or Malik Beasley. Did not let them slip the entire game. He started the game off pretty well, but look, there was a stretch, y'all. Listen to this. There was a stretch, and this was in the second quarter. Jamal Murray started that quarter off. He had a really nice 2-pointer he hit. But Jamal Murray, 5 straight possessions. Jamal Murray hit a mid-range shot. Yeah. Drove to the basket, finished. Jamal Murray, another 2 mid-range, had another 2 at a drive, and another 2 mid-range. Jamal Murray had 5 straight scoring possessions in the second quarter. 5 straight scoring possessions in the second quarter where he just absolutely was hunting out those POA defenders. And it was similar to the Boston Celtics game where, look, I want to get Jrue Holiday off me. I'm going to go after Jason Tatum, and I'm just going to find something that I know I can create space with this player. And it was just an incredible game from Jamal, man. He was the best guard on the court. His shot-making ability is elite. When he gets a smaller defender on him, man, he would get somebody to the post and do a turnaround. But what he was doing today, because there was so much space, because Joker's on the court with, KCP and with MPJ, now he was just getting Damian Lillard to a spot, dig him in, 8 foot, do a little soft little step back, and just hit the shot. So really just a great freaking game from him. Aaron Gordon tonight, great defensive game, 8.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 3 or 4 from the free throw line. He also played phenomenal defense on Giannis and on Dame, and he just did everything that he was supposed to do tonight all the way around. Just a phenomenal game. You cannot have enough praise for Aaron Gordon, man. He had a block on Dame towards the end of the game that was just sensational as well, man. He's everything and anything the Denver Nuggets could have hoped for when they traded for him on March 25th of 2021, man. Just exceptional. Michael Porter Jr., 37 minutes played, 13 points, 8 rebounds. Now, he was 6 of 14 from the field. He was only 1 of 3 from 3, but he had a huge three-pointer. And Porter, he missed. So he actually would have shot 50% today, but he missed a couple push shots, and he missed a wide-open three-pointer, man. That Porter is just so used to make it, man. So great game from him still. Played good defense as well. Peyton Watson, man, again, I can't say enough about the kid. I think he changes the trajectory of the Denver Nuggets. Michael Malone had a lot of praise for him in postgame as well. 6 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists for Peyton Watson, 3 of 4 from the field. He had 1 steal. Listen to this. The 3 bench players off the bench. Peyton Watson was a plus 14 today. He was a plus 14 off the bench. He dominated his matchup defensively, got switched out on the Dame, lock up, forced Dame to turn the ball over, KCP fly out, 2 points. Giannis tried it multiple times. He got him once, I think, but Peyton just walled him off and was just trying to be big, wouldn't foul him, wouldn't put his hands in the cookie jar. Now, he has some stuff to figure out, but he really just is such a tremendous defender. He's literally everything that, like, I said when he got drafted, I think he can be the best defender the Nuggets have had since Marcus Camby when he won DPOY. And he's just continuing to show that that is a likely outcome from him, given how he is already continuing to develop his game. And then Reggie Jackson off the bench, 9 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds. He was 3 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Had a really important stretch today. He was a plus 15. He was a game high plus 15 today for Reggie Jackson. And Christian Braun, no points, had 6 rebounds and an assist, but Christian Braun played defense. And when Christian plays hard on defense, his numbers look like this, just 6 rebounds, but he was a plus 10 tonight. Peyton Watson plus 14, Reggie Jackson plus 15, Christian Braun plus 10. And that's how you win. And the Nuggets were 88% from the free throw line today as well. They got 24 attempts at the free throw line, made 21. The Nuggets had only 8 turnovers today, and it felt like you only had 8 turnovers. He had 29 assists, and the Nuggets shot 48% from the field, 22% from 3. Again, the Milwaukee Bucks, they made 12 more three-pointers, 36 more points from the three-point line for the Milwaukee Bucks. But the Nuggets still end up getting a really, really good win. The Nuggets shot 48, 22, 88. They had 47 rebounds and 9 offensive rebounds, kept the Bucks off the glass, only 40 rebounds and 7 offensive rebounds for them. Nuggets had 4 blocks and 7 steals and just 22 personal fouls. And the Denver Nuggets, man, they are setting themselves up. They are currently sitting at the 2 seed. They're a half game out from the 1st seed. They are a half game out from the 1st seed. They have a game versus the Oklahoma City Thunder that if they are able to go in and beat the Thunder, they'll be a full game and a half above the Thunder, and they can tie up maybe their record with the Minnesota Timberwolves for the 1 seed. So the Nuggets continuing to make a very strong push up the leaderboard in the West. They are streaking and playing really well. They're on pace to win 56 games this year, even better than last year. And they're just continuing to dominate the competition. So shout out best player in the world, Nikola Jokić, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, KCP, every single player for the Nuggets. They got the job. Y'all, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We're continuing to build up this community. You can find me at Locked On Nuggets, find me in Mile High Sports. We're trying to make great things happen, make great content for y'all. Y'all, my people, I will see y'all on the other side.